I was recently in Montreal for attending part of the Rise Up conference, which was really, really wonderful. So I'm sure actually some of you were there. And whenever I go to Montreal, the first thing I think to do is go to St. Joseph's Oratory. It's kind of what you do when you're in Montreal. If anyone who doesn't know what St. Joseph's Oratory, big, beautiful church, you can see it on Mount Royal, amazing pilgrimage site, incredible. So I got just a short amount of time to go up to St. Joseph's Oratory. We had just about like 30 minutes there. I'm like, 30 minutes? Like, how am I going to do St. Joseph's Oratory in 30 minutes? And because there's a lot of walk, you could get a workout there for sure. Like, I thought to myself, well, where are the places where I really love to be? And there's two places maybe you wouldn't expect to be at. The first place is to go to Brother Andre's heart. That's the first place I go. Just asking Brother Andre for that heart, the heart that he had, that humble heart. And the second place I went was to the little chapel, just on the very, very top of the hill. So I bypassed all the churches and everything and went straight to that chapel. So if you've never been there before, it's the original chapel that was built on the hill there, and it's tiny. It's a little humble little place that was the first church that was built that Brother Andre felt was supposed to be established in honor of St. Joseph. Beautiful statue of St. Joseph in there. I go in there and I can just pray. It's just beautiful. I feel so connected to the Lord. And it's interesting, like often in my life, like I'm very often attracted to like the big glorious things and the big, showy things. I think going to the oratory before, I would just go to the big churches and everything. But now I feel more attracted to coming to those little quiet, humble places. And I think in our own lives, I think sometimes we get distracted by the big and glorious big things, and we forget about the little, humble, simple things. This poor little chapel, this little place that God was drawing me to. And Brother Andre, it's his memorial today. And he was a very simple man. He was orphaned at the age of 12. He was sickly and poor most of his life. He joined the Holy Cross Fathers and eventually became a simple doorman. He wasn't even ordained a priest. He was just a brother. And it's in his simplicity and humility that God used him to do incredible, incredible things. If you go to St. Joseph's Oratory, you see the crutches on the wall. You see the incredible amount of healings that were accomplished through his humility, his simplicity. If you think about like this building that they built on the top of Montreal, it's an icon of Montreal, and it's a pilgrimage site not just for Catholics, but Christians, non-Christians, like tons of Muslims go there all the time. Like non-Christians are constantly streaming in to St. Joseph's Oratory. And it's all because of this little, humble little man named Brother Andre. And so I think God, he doesn't necessarily always use us in these big, extraordinary, extravagant ways, but he starts by using us in our simplicity, in our humility, and in our poverty. And I think the disciples are experiencing their own poverty on the sea. They're getting hit by the waves, and they're experiencing, they're afraid. And it's in their kind of poverty, the situation that they're in, that Jesus chooses to walk right through it. He walks right through the darkness, and he's reminding them that he's there with them. I think all of this reminds me that of something that the Lord really revealed to me in the past several years, is that three words I try to live my life by. I am poor. I am poor. Not materially. I have everything I could possibly need, but spiritually, I am poor. I'm poor. And I think most of my life I've hated that. I hated the idea that I have to, like, I am poor. I can't do things. I'm not able to do things I want to do. I really struggle with a lot of things. And the truth behind the I am poor is that Jesus loves me in my poverty. He loves it. Absolutely loves me in my poverty. And he doesn't want to necessarily use me in all my strengths and all my amazing qualities or whatever, but he uses me most powerfully in my poverty. Like the times that I've experienced that God working through me most was in my poverty. I remember I was on this tour that we did with seminarians, and I was really in a really low place. I was sick. I wasn't well. And it was during that tour that we did that God used me in the most incredible, powerful ways that I couldn't even describe. God, like, he wants to use us. He loves us in our poverty. We have to understand that we are poverty. He loves his poverty in a sense, and he wants us to use us out of that poverty. And so today, we come to Jesus in the Eucharist. And Jesus comes as starting out as just a tiny little piece of bread. Very insignificant, small, humble. And we believe as Catholics that becomes the body and blood of Christ. It's an incredible thing. And so today, as we receive Jesus into our hearts or into our bodies, we just ask Jesus, use me in my poverty to accomplish your work. Jesus, use me in my poverty to accomplish your work. I think if we really truly allow Jesus to use us in our poverty, we would see God do amazing things, amazing and glorious things, just like he did with Saint Andre Basset. So today, let's ask for his intercession, that we would truly love our poverty and allow God to use us in our poverty.